Hi there, welcome to Lesson 2, Perfect Your Push-Up, how buns and breathing are critical to push-up mastery. In this lesson, you will learn 6 cues that will help you lock in your plank and push-up. You'll also learn how to modify the push-up for beginners. Finally, you'll discover how to use your breath to maximize core tension in order to pump out more repetitions. So imagine a push-up. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you picture someone doing a push-up? If it's a plank, you're right on the money. If you can't ace your plank, there's no way you can master one push-up, much less 30 or more. When I first joined the Air Force, I think the minimum amount of push-ups I had to do was 12, and that was so hard for me. I worked so hard to knock out those 12, but let me tell you, they were terrible. I mean, sloppy and sad. But over the years, I've worked tenaciously to improve my push-up, and now it's one of my favorite and strongest exercises. I'm here to offer you some cues that will help you improve your push-ups as well. So now you know that a strong push-up begins with a strong plank. When you begin your PT test, you'll also begin in the up plank position. Let's take a look at that position as I break down each of the 6 cues head to toe. When you first get into the plank position, I want you to place your hands just beneath your shoulders. The AFI directs you to place your hands just outside of the shoulders. However, too often I see people place their hands really wide. This can put too much strain on the shoulder joints. For practice purposes, we will place them directly underneath the shoulders. Next, to ensure your neck is in a safe, neutral position, I want you to fix your eyes on your fingertips. You're just gazing down slightly at the tip of your fingers. And think about keeping your neck long as well, like a turtle stretching out of its shell. Speaking of fingertips, the third cue is to grip the ground. It's important to keep your hands actively involved in the push-up by gripping with your fingertips. Strong, grippy fingers will create tension that will extend into your wrists, forearms, triceps, and shoulders, which will create much more stability and overall strength. This fourth cue is probably one of the most important. I want you to point your belly button to your face. You can even try this now as you're sitting down. This small movement will immediately engage the abdominals, protecting the lower back from arching and allow your body to move as one solid piece. So now that your core is engaged, let's move on down the body and focus on the buns. Step 5 involves tightening your buns. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can, imagining you're holding a coin right between your butt cheeks. Again, getting the glutes involved ensures maximum tension in the body and creates a more strong and connected movement overall. Finally, cue number 6. Let's focus on the feet. Your feet should be about 10 to 12 inches apart. Often people keep their feet close together or even touching while performing push-ups. But creating a wider base with your feet will ensure more stability with less effort. Now that you know the cues for a strong plank, let's see the push-up in action. To perform a proper push-up, you'll bend the elbows, bringing your chest to the ground until your arms or elbows break 90 degrees. Now everyone's elbow position will look a little bit different, so let's not worry too much about that. The goal here is to focus on each of the 6 cues for a stronger plank. If you're a beginner or you're having a difficult time coming down into a full push-up, you can always modify the exercise by placing your hands on a bench or a countertop. You'll progress to a lower bench or a lower countertop as you get stronger. Remember, the same plank cues apply here. Make sure you're going through the 6-cue head-to-toe checklist. Let's talk about breathing. So breathing is one of the things that I've observed time and time again that airmen either don't know how to do or they forget to do when they're performing push-ups and sit-ups. So we're going to focus on the tension breath. So a tension breath can be performed by making a sound. So you're not exhaling fully like you're just blowing just enough air out. And as you do this, if you put a hand on your abdomen, you'll feel your abs tense up, creating tension in your body. So you're releasing some air, but getting everything as tight as possible. So let's try that. Inhale in through your nose, and then tension breath. Feel everything in your body tighten up. So we're gonna add that tension breath to the push-up. So you're gonna get into push-up position. We're gonna inhale as we descend. So hands just underneath your shoulders, eyes on your fingertips, gripping the floor, feet 10 to 12 inches apart, belly button to chest. We're gonna inhale. Tension breaths, fully exhale at the top. See how I used a combination? Tension breaths, and then at the top. Inhale, tension breaths, exhale. Inhale, tension breaths at the top.